And welcome to Scandale Cards and Comics. Welcome to my 205 subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. It's a new channel. It's a small channel, but it's a good channel. I have some fun for us tonight. Good luck. Good luck with what? I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing tonight? What's the plan? Who's running this show? I'm running the show. I'm Stephen Candell, and this is a channel where we talk about cards, particularly Marvel cards, comic books. I do collect some DC books as well, so it's not just Marvel comic books. And tonight is actually, I think this is some of the first comic book content I've put out. I mean, we've talked comics before briefly here and there. A fun channel or a fun canal, right? A fun canal, exactly. Today we have something fun to look at. So I have 2 awesome mail days coming in. And we all know I doxed myself last week with my own address. Thanks a lot. I'm really wise at this stuff. This week, this came in the mail. I didn't even know it was on its way. Boom. For those of you that are coming to the channel from cards only and haven't had a lot of experience with comic book grading, you'll find that it's very similar to card grading. The packages that come are similar. Here's the PSA pack. Boom. And you can see here that the CGC pack is also almost identical, except just much larger. Turns out comics are larger than cards. So in this box, I have a few Marvel keys, and we're going to go over that a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of an intro video to what does the term key mean. And also, I think I can remember all 5 books in here. There's 5 books. And I know you meant channel. I know. It was awesome. We have 5 books in here. They're Marvel key comics. Now, what's a key comic in Marvel? What does that mean? A key comic is typically a book of importance, of historical importance, of storyline importance. Key comic books are obviously like first appearance books of new characters. Death of characters in books are keys. First time this guy fights that guy, that's a key book. First time, even like books like weddings, and even books like there's just a lot of things that qualify as a key. Also, like big important events like Spider-Man getting a black suit, or a new Spider-Man is revealed, or Wolverine gets his claws ripped out by Magneto. These are all key books. Stop putting cardboard on the top of the box. They did that? Is that true? I didn't know that. They put bubble wrap now. Interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear this big box open, talk about it. And in addition, as excited as I am about this, I'm even more excited about what's in this FedEx box. So we're going to do a little bit of comics and cards. Also, you might notice that the Spider-Man pinball machine is missing. No worries. It just moved itself to my work, so my team could enjoy playing Spider-Man pinball. I'm probably going to move another pinball machine in here. Dark Phoenix is born. Sorry. Yep, that's another good key example of a key. First time the X-Men go to the Savage Lands. That's a key. Lots of things like that. Here we go. So I don't really know how to open these things. I have my trusty steak knife that I know I'm going to kill myself with. Don't cut my thumbs. You're not a man until you've cut your own hand with your own knife. That's what I always say. I did rather badly once when I was about 24. And I should have known better. They always say don't cut towards you. Well, here I am cutting towards me. All right. So let's see what they got here. So you said they stopped putting cardboard on the top of the box. They put bubble wrap now. Well, I don't know, man. This looks like cardboard. This is like industrial cardboard. Look at this stuff. That makes me feel like I'm really tiny. Is this a normal size piece of cardboard and I'm just a tiny, tiny man? Maybe. All right. Okay. Here we go. We'll see what we got here. So, just going to take out one book at a time. And off the bat, we have two. I don't remember if I did a video on me submitting these books, but maybe I did. Why can't I remember? It wasn't even that long ago. The last few CGC boxes we got, they didn't have cardboard. Sounds like an anecdotal situation there. Sounds like it's your own truth. My truth is cardboard. You cut your hand with a drill today, mostly manly for sure. Exactly. All right. So let's see here. I have the book here in question. I'm gonna cover it, the grade up, and I'm gonna take it out of the plastic. Okay. And I'm gonna kind of switch around cameras here in a second. So am I doing this right? I think so. Okay. I'm not doing it right. I missed the grade. Okay. What grade is it, guys? Okay. Let's talk about this book, and I'm actually extremely excited about this grade. This actually fared a lot better than I thought it would. So this is a key book. This is The Amazing Spider-Man number 50. Really hot book right now. This book, I can't believe I did that. This book is a key book for multiple reasons. Well, the main reason is that it's the first book ever with the character Kingpin. So it's a Kingpin first appearance. And it's also Origin of Spider-Man Retold. So that's another reason why they call it a key book, is that it tells a different aspect of Spider-Man's origin. And the book has damage. Let's switch cameras here. Well, first we'll talk about the grade. Yeah, I got a 6.5. 6.5. There we go. Off-white pages. I'm actually surprised about the off-white pages. Anyway, let's look at this. Here we go. Okay. So the reason it got a 6.5 is mostly, because of the spine damage here. Now, a 6.5 in a book this old is not like a horrible grade. It's not like a PSA 6 or something like that. It's kind of expected that these books were loved and they were read. And I did pay to get this pressed by CGC. This is the first time ever I actually opted to have them press the book. And I gotta say, it looks a lot nicer than I thought it did when I handed it out. In 6.5, I mean, this is a huge grade. This all of a sudden turns into a $2,000 book. Yeah, right. It's a good grade, honestly. No, totally. This is a great grade. I have another one of these in the case here as well. We're going to talk about that in a second. Same book. So I submitted 2. Yeah, beautiful book. Happy with the grade. I think I have 3 of these. I just sold one of these actually recently in Atlanta at the Atlanta Card Show, at the Cultural Collision. I sold one to a vendor there, and I gave him a really fair deal. So I have another one to hook him up with if he wants. No, I actually probably will keep this one. The one I sold was a 7.0, and this one is actually a lot closer to that one. I thought this would be like a 5.0, I think. So really pleased. Book number 2. All right. I gotta check it. Okay, which side is it? Okay, first of all, okay. This book, another key book. Does anybody know? Oh, switch cameras. Again, we all know which book that is. This is the very important Marvel key. It's one of my favorite covers. Fantastic Four, number 52. Fantastic looking. Man, they really did a good job. Look at this one, looks beautiful. I had this one just in obviously just like a Mylar bag before. But once it gets in this case, it just looks so nice. So this is the first appearance of Black Panther. First appearance ever. He was invented by a writer and an artist in this book. It's pretty fantastic. I know we get really excited about the Marvel cards, but we just have to remember there's a huge legacy of stories and images that are from these pieces of paper. So let's do this, right? Let's see the grade. 7-0. Hey. Oh my gosh. Let's look at this. Woo. 7-0. Again, spine, just the spine scarring here. This one I was a little worried about. Because I bought it from like a yard sale, and whenever it wasn't from a seller, it wasn't from anywhere fancy, and I was just worried that it might have like have been slightly restored and stuff. So no, but Fantastic 452, man, this just looks so much cooler in the case. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is so cool. Here we go. Let's show a card and a comic at the same time, right? Look at that. There's a card, Marvel card, 2013 retro. 2 of them. Man, fantastic. No pun intended. No pun intended. This is fantastic. 7.0. First appearance of Black Panther, T'Challa, and an appearance of Inhumans. Now, it's not like a significant appearance, but they just like to give little summaries of what's inside the book. Especially since once it's encased, you can't open it again. That's a downside of comics. Once they're sealed, you can't really appreciate them to their fullest because the pages are now locked away from you and from your peanut butter fingers, your chocolate smudges, your jelly donut drippings, your salsa. All right, here we go. Next one. All right, next book. We have. Okay, this is actually a really significant. Okay, we're not. Okay, I told you it's not always Marvel. Okay, let's see. We wouldn't have the cards without the comics. Isn't that the truth? And the plastic helps make the colors pop. It's so true, Steve. So true. I just tuned in and apparently Scandell is watching me eat. What? Are you eating something with salsa? I just sensed salsa. My salsa sense was tingling. All right, here we go. Big book. Let's talk about this book here. This book. What? It's not Marvel. Not Marvel. Well, what is significant about this book? This book is Star Wars Heir to the Empire. Many of you might remember reading these books in the 90s. This is all what we wish the Star Wars sequels were. This is a story that introduces characters like Mara Jade and Grand Admiral Thrawn. And that is actually why this is considered a key book. This is the first appearance of Grand Admiral Thrawn in a comic book. Now, his first appearance ever in literature was in the series of novels called Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn, who had got special permission by Lucas to. Why am I doing the camera? I know. You guys saw it. I don't care. And you guys, it's just a beautiful book, and it's based on some novels that I read and really got me excited when I was a young child. Because I'm a little young for the Star Wars originals. I went to Return of the Jedi when I was very young, and I was kind of, all of the older teenager kids when I was really little were really into it, and I was kind of a young up-and-comer. And yeah, this book's awesome. This is a newsstand edition because you see the barcode here, and this book in a newsstand is very rare, and it actually says newsstand edition right there in the top middle. We'll get to the details here in a second. But let me read why else this is significant. This is first comic book appearance of Mara Jade, Jorus C'baoth, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, I never knew how to say Jorus's name. I know, but anyway, it's newsstand. Great book. Here we go. 9.2. Okay, I'm not that bummed by that. I'm not bummed by that at all. Let's see. Your YouTube told me this stream was going to start in an hour. I know. I changed the time. I got so impatient. I'm so sorry, Shrine. I changed the time. I got excited. It started early. That's true. So let's look at this book here. All right. Great art on the cover. Mark Hamill looking just like a total beast. And excellent grade. This is a great grade for a newsstand. Highly, highly desirable book, especially with all of the rumors of Grand Admiral Thrawn entering into Disney Plus and into Mandalorian and other storylines. It's super exciting. And again, let's read this newsstand edition right there. Fantastic. Mike, okay, I love it. 9.2. I don't know what this one retails for in a 9.2. I'd have to look that up. But Star Wars books seem to be graded harder. Is that true? Well, any book that has a darker ink on the front is going to get graded harder, just because the little tiny creases like that just kind of pop out when the ink is dark. So if you get like a white comic book, you're going to have a higher chance of grading higher. Corners all look really nice. Beautiful book. Super happy to get this graded. Just feels really protected now. And yeah, we got 2 more books, guys, and then we got the Jambalaya Excellence that we're going to talk about here. All right. You guys, am I tripping? There's a book that I thought should be in here that's not in there. Weird. Nope. Here we go. This one, back to form here. We have X-Men 11 from 1992. This is the limited edition cover, second printing. Now, I think, if I'm correct, that this book so the normal cover has red instead of silver, and this book, red's relatively common, pretty easy to come by. It was just kind of everywhere. This book, if I recall, this book has something to do with some kind of board game where you had to actually mail away for it, and it's a second printing because you had to get it through the mailway. You have to mail away for it. But here we go. I'm excited. I thought I had an Ultimate Fallout 4 book in here, and that's not a book you want to misplace. Why did I think that? Oh well. Let's just hope I didn't put it in the box and didn't list it in the list, and then someone at CGC is enjoying an Ultimate Fallout 4 book. And I even put it on the cover of the YouTube video. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I have another submission that I forgot about. Here we go. Grade. Oh, snap. Man, oh, snap. 9.8. That's a perfect grade. This is like, ultimate, this is like the ultimate Jim Lee cover. I honestly did not think this would come back at 9.6, 9.8. Just, that is fantastic. Oh my gosh. This is just like the quintessential team. You got Gambit, you got Psylocke, you got all the best. You got Beast coming in upside down. Love this book. 9.8. What? Let's go. You guys, I don't believe that happened. I can't believe that. 9.8. That's so good. 9.8. I don't even know where I put the bag. I'm so excited. I just tossed it. Once I saw the 9.8, that I'm sending you a red 8.5, Kent. Nice try. In fact, your red 8.5 is right here. So thanks for reminding me. Let's look at them both together, shall we? So one is highly valuable. The other one is somewhat interesting and fun to have. Okay, that's the difference here. So the one on the left is the typical cover, X-Men 11. You've been checking your mail every day. Okay, well, see, this is the thing, Kent. So he's giving me a hard time right now. Kent, Marvel Guy pings me about once every 2 days saying, hey, I want this card that you have. And he just lets that hang there. And then when I kind of circle back with him, he's like, what? Oh, right. So I keep thinking there's going to be another card to bundle into the package. So I kind of just keep waiting. And no more. I'm not going to wait anymore. I'll get this in the mail to you. Let's do it. But yeah, he has a card that matches this. He has a nice sketch card that matches this. But yeah, that's so awesome. I'm going to put the silver one into the bag that I just got the red one out of. And Man, let's go. I'm so stoked about that. Oh my gosh. I just send little nuggets. All right, here we go. Next book. Now, this book is going to look different to many of you. Here we go. It's the same book as the red Spider-Man 50, except what is different about this book? If you can't tell in the light by the lighting, this is a purple tag, a purple label, and we all know, or some of us know, that in CGC that means it's a restored grade. It's a restored grade book. What does that mean? It means that someone at some point, thinking that they were sly, tried to disguise some of the damage on the cover or on the interior of the book. So typically they're using like red Sharpies or black Sharpies or paint or trying to kind of patch together the tears in the pages. And I knew this one was actually restored. And I actually wanted to sell it. And it's hard. I think it's harder to sell a restored book when you just say it's restored. I think it's easier if you actually get it slabbed and you're really transparent about it. I would never dream of trying to move this book in, not letting someone know that I feel like it's been restored. But it had some red ink blotchings coming through the cover on the bottom. But let's check out the grade. Here we go. We'll talk about this. 6.5, same as the other one. And we can also see here in the top corner, it says slight C1. So let's talk about what that means. Let's look at the book. Purple label of doom. I disagree, but I mean, I don't just disagree because I have this, but I chose to do this. Card Boss, you have not missed the Jambalaya reveal yet, so I'm glad you're here. Card Boss and I are both collecting the same type of jambalayas right now. It's super fun. We talk a lot about it all the time, and it's kind of just a fun like camaraderie that we have while we're collecting these, and we just chat about our acquisitions. But anyway, so slight C1 it says right here, and then it'll say right underneath the name here, right here it'll say restoration includes small amount of color touch on cover, and some of that color touch was right here in the middle. There was like a little line here, but I don't mind restored books, especially when they're, printed in the 60s. I'm just not that worried about it. I mean, I'd rather have a book that looks really nice and a book that someone spent some time on to make it look nice than something, because the other option is sometimes people just ditch the old cover and they put on a new fake cover. And then, that's why this is considered a C1 slight restoration. This is very slight. Slight is where you want to be. But yeah, great book, beautiful book. Happy to own it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one per se. I'm going to probably just keep it, mostly because I don't have a lot of restored grade books, and I'm excited. So no ultimate fallouts because I'm somewhat of a dunce, and I could have swore. I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared. What happened to my ultimate fallouts? Did I send? I don't know. All right, whatever. Let's jump over to the FedEx box. As long as you know it's restored, then nothing wrong with that. Exactly. I like it. I mean, again, purple's cool. Whatever. FedEx. I forgot to tell you, I bought the X9.8 X111. I'm like you when I want something. Yes, exactly. Bryce is in the house. This wasn't going to feel like a episode of Scandal Cards and Comics without you, Bryce. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Okay, FedEx box. Again, don't show everybody your address like a stooge. FedEx. I love the FedEx. This was overnighted to me, and there's a story about this. So I'm going to get into the story here while I'm opening it, while I'm not sharing my address with the world. So, man. I'm first. I don't know if I should show what it is before I tell the story. It doesn't really make any sense if I don't. But in this box is four 2015 Jambalayas. 4. Oh my gosh, the address is on there too. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. No, it's not actually. This is awesome. The seller actually put, I'm going to block the number there. The seller put like, hey, in case this, fell out of the box, the contents of this package are highly valuable. So he wanted to make sure that nothing happened, which is really appreciated. Thank you. So I met this guy on Instagram, and I start, everybody knows I'm collecting the 2015 Jambalayas, and along with Card Boss, we're both doing it together. And I was like, how am I going to find these cards that are impossible to find? How am I going to do it? So I'm like, I'm going to spend a night looking up all the random related searches, not just like on eBay or anything like that. I'm talking like just random searches for terms that have something to do with jambalayas. First, I did it on Google. This was a journey. Then I did it on Instagram, and I started just doing random things. Marvel jambalaya hashtag 2015 jambalaya, non-sports jambalaya, all this stuff. Not just Marvel. Trying to think outside the box. You gotta to beat everybody else. You have to think outside the box. And I would have joined sooner, but was watching Daredevil. There's not a new Daredevil. Am I missing something? That would be crazy. That would be so insane of me to not a new Daredevil. I can't be a new Daredevil. Okay. So anyway, I find this sports card collector on Instagram, and it's all Michael Jordan cards. Like years and years of a man's obsession with Michael Jordan. Hey, I appreciate Michael Jordan. A lot of us watched the Last Dance documentary on Netflix. Me, myself, being a Utah Jazz fan in the late 90s, full respect for Michael Jordan. He totally creamed us 2 years in a row right before his final retirement. He came out of retirement to show up Karl Malone in the finals and did so spectacularly. So anyway, Michael Jordan, and I'm looking through, and I find in this guy's list the card I'm looking for. Now, what's the card I'm looking for, guys? What 2015 jambalaya would I have begun this obsession for? Okay. Did you guys see that? Okay. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is in my hands. Okay. I'm super stoked about this. Okay. First of all, there's 2 of them in this package. I'm really excited about this. So I reached out to the guy. I'm like, hey, you have a Marvel card in your Michael Jordan collection. I don't know if you realized. And he's like, yeah, I do. I've had it for a long time. I bought it long before Marvel got hot. I hear it's getting really hot. I'm like, yeah, it's getting really hot. And he asked me, he's like, well, how much do you think this card's worth? And I give him a straight up answer. I'm like, honestly, I think this is a $20,000 card. And he's like, do you really? I'm like, yeah, I do. Here are the comps. Thor had just sold on eBay, $25,000. Hulk had sold. Doctor Strange had sold for like $3,500. And Doctor Strange is awesome, and Hulk is awesome. Thor is awesome. All these great comps, but there was no Spider-Man comps that I could see. And so I just told you guys it's Spider-Man. It is Spider-Man. But so we start chatting, and I say, look, I'd love to buy it from you. And he's like, I don't he's like, I don't want money. I'd rather have cards. And he asked me right away, do you have Michael Jordan cards? And I'm like, do I have Michael Jordan cards? No. I've never had Michael Jordan anything. I've never owned basketball anything. I've never owned a sports card. I had an Oral Hershiser card when I was in 89. I remember that. That's the last sports card I had owned. So I told him no. He's like, well, I'm not really interested in money. I'd rather just try to sell it for cards. I'm like, well, why don't you, are there cards you want that are Michael Jordan cards? Put me on the hunt. I'll find them. I'll find you all the Michael Jordan cards you want. And he said, okay. I'm looking for this one. So I started looking. I'm like, okay, well, there's one on PCCW. Okay. And I show him that one. He's like, nah, the grade's not good enough. I'm like, okay, well, there's one on Golden. And he found the one on Golden. He's like, there's one on Golden. I'm like, okay, I can register with Golden. I'm going to register with Golden, and I'm going to buy myself a Michael Jordan card, and I'm going to trade you this Michael Jordan card. So that's exactly what I did. I registered with Golden. I had to up my increase, my bidding, and Golden. I didn't know this, and I'm actually really happy to have gone through the Golden purchasing process you have to register first. You have to prove that you have funds in your account, that you can pay for things, and you have to get approved for upping your buying power beyond 10, 15, 20,000. You have to, there's all these shelves, and you have to kind of earn your way up. So I had to talk to Golden, and I got approved for a big purchase through them. And I bid on the cards, and I went through the whole bidding process. So I'm bidding for a Michael Jordan card. It was a Noise Boys, NOYZ card. It's kind of a cool card cutout. It has him in a black jersey. I think it was a 98, 97. It was really rad looking, I gotta say. I got really into it. I was super excited. So Golden shipped it to me. And then we still had a differential between even that Michael Jordan card and the Spider-Man card cost. Spider-Man card was up here. Michael Jordan was right here. So I said, what else? He's like, okay, I want this other card. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about. Sorry, Neo. I just don't know these people, but I hear you say Luca all the time. Anyway, I ended up buying this Luca card, which I did find out. I think it's a basketball player from Europe who's really promising. It's a rookie card of some kind. To purchase that as well on eBay. And it's funny because like basically I had someone else supporting me and reminding me, hey, this auction's ending, so make sure you bid on it. It was kind of funny. Anyway, so let's look at this top card. Anyway, the story's not over. So I bought the cards, and then I paid the differential between the price that we agreed upon on Spider-Man. And this guy's so cool. And this is just what I find again and again in the card community that I don't see in the comic book community as much. And that is just generosity. You make a good trade with someone, they throw in other things. So by the time we had gone through this 2-week process of me bidding and registering and buying Michael Jordan cards and learning about that process, he says, you know what? I just realized I have two more of these jambalayas. I'm like, you do? 2015? He's like, yes. He's like, I'm going to show you what the contents were in this other box. I have this character and that character. He's like, do you have them? I'm like, no, I don't. And then I need them. And he said, he just threw them in. He threw them into the trade. And these aren't small characters. I'm going to show you here in a second. And then on top of that, a few days go by. He's like, I can't believe it, but I found another one, 2015 Daredevil. And this card, so let's look at this Daredevil card first, and then we'll look at Spidey. Beautiful centering, a little top heavy compared to bottom, quite a bit actually, but again, it looks really nice to me. The side to side looks really good. The back looks interesting. Looks good. The jambalayas, I know I watched Card Boss's video. He scared the heck out of me. He did a video a few weeks ago about jambalayas being difficult to grade. And then I shared with him the results that I got back from last week. And he was like, like maybe they're not as hard as I thought they were to grade, because we both agreed that, me getting all 9s, I got like 7 9s back in 1 8. It was just kind of amazing. And, and I think he covered some of these points. Jambalayas don't have corners, so you don't have to worry that much about corner damage. It really is all about surface, and also just like the edges of the back, making sure that this black border here doesn't get any chipping and things. And that's, I think that's really it. I've never seen a lot of edge damage on the front of jambalayas. Card Boss I should have had you on with me, Card Boss. We should do these together. So Daredevil has been added, and let's look at this guy. This is a monster. I've never seen this card in person. I'm super excited. Okay, I'm a little worried, just to be honest, because you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I never asked for a photo of the back of the card from the guy. I know. I got so excited, and I feel like this card's so unobtainable at this point. I'm willing to take whatever version of this card he had. But let's go. Bingo. Nice. Definitely side heavy on one side than the other. This is a little thinner. That's thicker. I don't really care at all, to be honest. Couldn't care less. So this card, somewhere between 20 and 30 in existence. Beautiful image of Spider-Man. Super fun. Can't wait to let's get this up next to my other favorite one, which is Wolverine. And let's have a party. Look at this. Da-na-na. Man, can't believe it. It's so cool. Not bad. Not bad at all. I'd be stoked with anything above, 7, 8 would be great. 6 would be fine. I don't really care. Let's look at the back. Back looks good. Back looks good. Yep. Oh, that's a little scratch on the case there. Thanks. I'm really stoked about this. This definitely makes me feel like I'm over the hump on finishing this set. Let's kind of get, let's get a jambalaya party going on. Jambalaya party. 2013. I would love to collect 2013, but guys, those are just impossible. Those are impossible. No, very few comps. We all see the Iceman and the Human Torch for sale here and there. Those are amazing. Yeah, thanks. I'm definitely going to send this to PSA. But yeah, also, here we go. It's not over. We have these guys as well. We have a Loki. We have another Daredevil. So that's 2 Daredevils. And a Red Skull. And whatever's in this contents of here. Here we go. So this was extra cards that he just threw in because he just liked dealing with me, and we had a good time. We got to know each other, and he threw these cards in, and these are highly valuable cards. Like I think Jambalayas easily go for $2,000 right now. So here we go. I didn't even know when it was in the BGS, so I don't know anything about these except for he told me he had them. Number 1, Cyclops. Great looking Cyclops. I wish it was 90s Cyclops. I think we all wish it would look like 90s Cyclops. I don't know why we have infirmary patient Cyclops on a lot of the cards these days, but beautiful card. 2 of 21. Here we go. Let's go. We got a screen full of jambalayas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Over the hump, guys. And the last one. I've never seen this one in person either. I'm going to take it out of plastic. This is Magneto. I've never even seen the picture. When he said he had him, I didn't say, well, send me pics. He was just like, okay, first of all, love the choice on the back of the card. We got Jim Lee 1991 X-Men 1 right on the back. Fantastic. Can't wait to see this. Oh my, I had no idea. So does anybody here know where this image is from? I know where it's from, but I wanted to know if anybody else knows where this image is from. Best Magneto ever. I know, right? This is like the best Magneto. Look at that. Wow, on that Magneto. Yeah, I had no idea it was BGS graded. Looks nice. Look at that. Where's this image from? Anybody? It's from, I might be wrong. I always might be wrong, but I believe it's from the same book. This is the cover image of Magneto, and this was on the first page of the book. He's like floating out in space, if I recall, in some kind of magnetic protective field of some sort. The temperature would still get him, though. The coldness of space, the void of space. How would he survive out in space? I don't get it. It doesn't matter. His mutant ability protects him. Asteroid M. Exactly. Now we're talking. Yes, he was on Asteroid M. So we got 10 corners. That's hilarious. Do they do that to be funny? These corners are a 10. Actually, I'd say these are highly rounded. These are highly dulled corners. Should be a 0. Centering is a 9. Edge is 9. Surface 8.5. Oh, man, that's so sick. All right. So the highlights. Spider-Man. Can't believe it. Again, Spider-Man card under 30 in existence. That's special. That's special. The red Spider-Mans from this same year, 2015 red Spider-Man, that sells for, I think one sold recently for pretty low at like 8 or 9,000, but before that they were going for about over 10 to 15. And there's 100 of those. There's very few. Very few. So man, very pleased. You know what? Let's compare. I'm gonna have a little fun. I'm just gonna talk. If anybody has any questions, please shout them out. Please like and like and subscribe. Please tell your friends and family to follow me. This is why I'm not worried about the centering on Spidey here. Look at this. Oh, we got Doctor Strange. Look how heavy to the left. Tell me these aren't just spitting images on centering. These are the same centering. Agreed? I think there's hope. There's hope for this to be an 8 or a 9. Let's hope so. Let's just hope. Does that not look very similar in centering? How many cards do I need to complete the set? Well, first of all, do you guys agree? There's hope. There's hope. Is there hope? Bryce, is there hope? Steve, hope? Shrine, Card Boss, hope? I think there's hope. I think there's hope. How many of these are there? First of all, there's 21. There's not 21 of Spider-Mans. There's 21 cards in the collection. Yeah, that looks pretty darn close on centering. I know. I feel like they're a little bit lenient on the Jambalayas. Maybe Jambalayas, even in sports card, have just a really hard time with centering, and they're just kind of, hey, these things are hard. PSA 8, I don't disagree with you, Card Boss, right? And I think he and I agree that a lot of mines that came back 9, we were very surprised came back 9. I know I was. Like, I thought, like this Ultron here looks nice and centered, looks great, 9. Storm looks even more centered, 9. As long as there isn't invisible surface issues. But I don't know. I was really lucky. Anyway, so there's 21 of these, and you guys, let's get this set done. I'd love nothing more to get this set done, and then I can get going on helping Card Boss finish his as well, and we just get these things done, get them in the vault. So we have let's see, there's 21, and I have 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that's 2 Wolverines. My bad. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, still so many I need. 12. There's 12, but I do have an extra Daredevil and an extra Wolverine. So again, trading is really nice. It's good to have some good trading capabilities, certainly. And that's what I'm looking to do with the Wolverine, is trade my way. Which ones do I need? Let's go over it. Here we go. Iceman. Elektra. That's 2. Thor. I need all the Avengers. Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Cap. That's 6. Who else? Deadpool, 7. And I just had it in my head. Who else do I need? Who else is there? Elektra, Iceman, Thanos. I need Thanos. Electro, Iceman, Thanos, Cap, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Deadpool. That's 8. Is that all of them? Is that all I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, there's one more. There's one more. Thanos, Elektra, Iceman, Deadpool, Venom. Boom. Venom. Man, these characters, every time I say them out loud, it's scary. There's some big characters there. Oh my gosh. No Hawkeye. So for those of you that don't know, Hawkeye is kind of just the redheaded stepchild of Marvel cards. He is constantly left out, and he's constantly like Iceman. What? Why does Iceman get a jambalaya? I don't know. Why does Red Skull get a jambalaya? I don't know. You know, yeah. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna rattle them off because it's good for me for my memory. Iceman, Elektra, 2. Thanos, 3. Venom, 4. Deadpool, 5. Thor, Cap, Hulk, and Iron Man. 9 more. Oh, it's impossible. Venom and Deadpool are going to be tough. Yes. So why are Venom and Deadpool going to be tough? Because there's just a lot of Venom and Deadpool collectors that pick that card up just to be completionists. You didn't, Viking, I'm so sorry. You did not get the wrong time zone. I ended up starting this an hour early. My bad, man. I'm so sorry. I knew when I saw you weren't here, I was like, where's Viking? And I think I want to speak on behalf of all of us here in that you need to invest in a profile pick. Okay? Can you do that for us, man? It doesn't take long. No, Venom and Deadpool are going to be tough for sure. It's scary. But over the hump. I feel like I'm just over the hump, and I mean it, like over the hump barely. So like I feel like with Spider-Man, I thought it was going to be impossible. It happened. So Wolverine. My goal is to trade my way into a Deadpool or a Venom with Wolverine, possibly a Cap or Iron Man. Daredevil. I don't know what the plan is with that. It's hard to. There's not a lot of. He's kind of like the one-off, and like he's kind of like the only. How do I say this? He's one of the only B-listers here, maybe. I would say that. Maybe Loki and Green Goblin. I mean, there's a few B-listers, but there's not many B-listers left that I need. That's the problem. All the ones I need are kind of A-list, except for Elektra and Iceman. Let's see. I need to change mine to that one I have on my Instagram account. That would be great, Bryce. I think of you as just a walking joystick. That sounded wrong. So is Captain America. Going to be hard, right? As far as set collectors go, I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, Captain America is going to be hard. Ugh. Bryce, UPC to Daredevil. Do you have this card, Bryce? Should I be talking to you? What's up, Bryce? Want to go to dinner? Yeah. So Card Boss says you now buy the PSA 9 Hulk and PSA 9 Thor on eBay. I can't do it, man. They're so high. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The cards on eBay it's just getting out of hand, and yeah, maybe after I move some cards later this year I can do that, but right now I can't. The bank is busted. I'm happy that with the Daredevil, Magneto, and Cyclops, this sale all of a sudden became a lot more realistic. Instead of me dropping 20 grand for this, it ended up being a lot lower due to the fact that I got more value with other cards. So it's a big deal. But UPC Daredevil too? Okay, did you say you have the card? Okay, no, I don't know if you have the card, but if you have the card, that would be sick, man. Let's talk. So we had a little bit of comic books tonight. We had a little bit of jambalayas. I do have some other cards I have recently picked up that I wanted to close with, if that's okay with you guys. We had some really sick comic book raids. There's an Ultimate Fallout 4 first appearance of Miles Morales book that is missing. I need to find out where I put it. But yeah, and these are some cards that I picked up recently that I wanted to show. 20 again, I showed these earlier, but these are my first 2013 Power Blasts. These are kind of homage tickets to cards to earlier ones from the 90s. I think I can't remember which set. I'm getting tired. That's why I wanted to I think it was Marvel Universe. I can't remember. Free Retro Marvel. I can't remember. Anyway, those two I picked up. These two are from 2015. These are sick looking cards. Ultra Stars inserts. All of the intergalactic supervillains and superheroes from Marvel got their own insert set in 2015 retro, and it's really awesome. The Fantastic Four are in there. You got Thor, Thanos. You got Thor. You got Nova. You have Silver Surfer. I think maybe he was. I think he's in there. Galactus is in there for sure, and yeah. I love the Jambalayas, but don't use the 2013 Wolvie PSA 9 as trade bait. Why? What's your logic there, Viking? Why would I not? I have two. Okay, I'm sure you know. You watch my channel all the time. I have two of them. Isn't it? It seems like that's the most logical thing to do. But anyway, back to these. I love these. These look really great in person, in hand. I highly recommend them. I got a lot of them on ComC recently. They're just sitting in my ComC account. Again, 2015 retro inserts are awesome. These are 2013. I said 15. My bad. These are 2013 Ultra Stars inserts. And they're just really sweet. Great like prismatic foiling on the back. The artwork is fantastic on these. Nova just, hit the, big announcement on Nova this week. Yeah, I mean, I highly recommend them. I still think you can find these for deals. So that's why I'm kind of putting out the bulletin. I'm not recommending them to pump them because I own them. I don't want to move these at all. I love these cards, but I got these both reasonably under $100, and those deals are still out there. I think you should look for them. Oh, okay. Viking Sword wants to make a correction. He meant the 2013 Wolvie Red PMG. No, I won't do that. No. 2013 Red. No. That's not trade bait. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from now. You're like, no, don't do that. No, that's not possible. I'm a big fan of consolidating your collection. Really think about what sets you want to go for in this hobby. We're at that point now where you can't get everything. 3 years ago, honestly, you could get everything. You could get everything relatively easily. Think about that. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you could get every card here and more really easily. Times are different. You have to think smart. You have to build your hobby, make a plan. Some of those plans look like character collections. Some of them look like set collections like this. Whatever you want to do, focus on it. And as you're clicking buy now on other things on eBay, think about the fact, like, does this fit in with my bigger collection goals? Because if it doesn't, you might just want to save up money until when the right card does come up, you're ready to pounce. I sold the Nova buyback right before the Nova news dropped. It's just one of those days where you feel like everybody knows something but you, right? Do you want to bet the person that bought it knew that trailer was dropping or that news was announcing? You have to think about this. This is Disney, man. This is Marvel. There are a lot of people in these companies that know the information before it goes public, and you better believe many employees make moves on. It's like insider trading on the collectible market, non-prosecutable insider trading. That's so funny though, Bryce. I'm so sorry about that. That made me chuckle, certainly. Big wins again, closing us out. Man, I gotta find that Ultimate Fallout 4. I feel like a dunce for misplacing that. Oh my gosh. Again, yeah, if anybody have any questions about Jambalayas, feel free to shoot them out right now. If you have any questions about Marvel 2015, if you have any thoughts or questions about why I'm collecting this set as opposed to other sets, I'm going to just hang out for a few more minutes here, fielding questions. Yeah. So if anybody has anything else, we only got 6 people watching at this moment, so it's about time to end, I think. Again, I'm over the hump. I'm over 10. I have over half of these, but just barely. It's going to be an uphill slog getting the rest. But yeah. Thanks, Steve, for the words of encouragement. If any of you have any ideas on how I can improve the channel or on how I can things that you'd like me to cover in the future, please reach out. I'm happy to do that and take feedback as well. But I do appreciate all of you that I see show up to every live stream. It's really awesome and uplifting, and it feels like we're a growing community. Building the single subset won't even be possible. I know. Eventually, even building this single subset won't be possible. You mean like of the jambalayas? No, no, I know. I think that's exactly right. Okay, we got a lot of good questions here. Let's go with Card Boss first. No, but to answer your question again, yeah, this is going to be impossible in a year and a half. Sets like this are going to find new homes and permanent homes, and that's what let's talk about this. So, opinions on the 2018 jambalayas from Nosier Pix. I don't know how to say your name. Nosier Pikes. I feel like I'm going to say this out loud, and it's going to sound like something I wouldn't want to say out loud. Nosier. First of all, invest in a profile pic. They don't cost much. They're free. 28 jambalayas. I love them. And do you mind if I go grab some? I'm going to grab mine. I have a few of them. 2018 are fantastic. I know nothing about, maybe Card Boss can explain to us how many, I don't know what the print numbers on the 2018s are. How many 2018s were made of each card? I do not know. So let's go into this. Let me show you some of them here. Switch cams. And here we go. Let's talk about this. 2018s. Well, what do they look like? They have a little bit more of a psychedelic checkerboard situation going on. And I have the big one. This is the big one, I think, from the set. Weapon X. Picked this up from my good friend Jeff. I'm never selling it. I love it. And so I love these cards. I don't know what the print runs are. Does anybody know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the print runs are. That's true. But I love them. I think these are beautiful. And this rogue, I think, is fantastic. Look at this rogue. You don't get really great rogue art, but this is on a lot of cards. This one's fantastic. That centering is awful. Beast as well. Great art on the Beast. Intellectual Beast. Love it. And Cannonball. I picked this one up on eBay just a few weeks ago. $40. The 2018s, you can get them pretty cheap still. But they're getting, as we all know, there's one individual that owns most of the 2018 collection, this cards. So it's hard to come by. They are hard to find. I just don't know if there was 100 of each of these, or 30, or 50. I don't know. Here we go. Card Boss has an answer. The 2018 full set, not as valuable as other years because of the lineup. You can buy one full set today for under $7,000. Can't say the same for 2013, 15, and even 2017. Couldn't say it better myself. The lineup, the X-Men lineup in the X-Men collections is always considered somewhat questionable. And for some reason, to me, I don't understand why it's considered questionable when Spider-Man jambalayas aren't considered questionable, when you have all these obscure villains and girlfriends and just kind of random characters from the Spider-Man universe. But X-Men in general is just considered more obscure because the characters are less iconic when you're getting into some of the fringe ones like Cannonball and what are some other ones from 2018? Now, to be fair, as I'm saying that, I'm remembering the lineup in 2018. Yeah, there's like Kronos or Krokos and that like globby one-eyed guy. And the artwork, I think, is probably more obscure than the lineup. Because the Jean Grey card's just not very iconic. The Cyclops card isn't very iconic. The Colossus and Beast ones are kind of they're fine. They just don't read as classic for some reason. Look at this Magneto, classic Magneto. But Anyway, yeah, that's a good question. I think these are a buy. I do think you should try to find these things. They are hard to find. If you can get them around $100, that's where you want to be, or less, depending on the character. I think the Weapon X one is recently surging. $1,000 card, maybe 1,200. That's the top end. So interesting, good question. Card Boss wants to know: would I sell the 2015 set once it's done? That's a great question. Hard to answer. I don't know. There's not many sets that I keep trying to think about, like the end game on the collection. I love shiny objects, and I wander towards shiny objects, and that's how I collect. And um I'd be like, I buy lots of things of different degrees, and I had a full giant Transformers collection 3 years ago, and I sold all of it after having it for many, many, many years. I've collected so many different things, and I move through things that gain my interest. So I am trying to think about, well, what do I want this part of my collectability, my collection, to look like, that represents like the COVID years and this time period in my life. And I think 2015 would be a good kind of capstone for my collection to kind of to keep and maintain. And I think I would guess right now that I'm more likely to keep this than I am likely to keep my 2013 Reds. And I don't know why that is. It just is. Now, that being said, if comps come out where this collection starts hitting insane numbers, like if I could buy a cabin for the amount of money that this set's worth, I might do that, just because I have 4 kids, and we like to make memories, and I'm gonna have grandchildren one day, and there's life goals. So it's a hard question. So I'd guess I'm gonna hold on to this for longer than most of my cards, and then if the whole collection started selling for upwards of 200,000 or so, I'd probably try to move it. But I don't know. It's hard. There hasn't been a Jambalaya set for sale on Golden in this new age, So, or on eBay. I haven't seen one in the last 2 years, 3 years. Those 2018s are fantastic. Thanks. Yeah. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, it doesn't matter how to pronounce your name. I get it. Rogue's your favorite character? I love Rogue. She's one of my favorite too. Is that a Magneto 2018? No, I do not have a Magneto 2018 Jambalaya. I don't think there is a Magneto 2018 Jambalaya. That's kind of where, to Card Boss's point of the character lineup being obscure. I'm the same way. Never been hooked like Marvel, though. I know. Perhaps you might reconsider it if someone were to offer you $100,000 a day plus a day pass to, yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, maybe if that happened, I would be more lenient. I mean, it's more likely, but honestly, 100,000 for the set, I think would be, just with how it's moved in the last few weeks and months, would be considered low, I think, because I don't know, there's 21 cards, and I think you could probably say the average on them is 3 to 5 grand per card. You can subtract Spider-Man. He's kind of the obscure one. I don't know. Maybe that's about right, but I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if things keep going how they're going. It's going to get very quiet, very fast in this hobby. What do I mean by that? I mean, the inventory is just going to disappear. The well is going to dry up. I talk a lot about on comic books. There's these comic books that are highly collectible, considered key books. There's tens of thousands of them. No joke. That Spider-Man 50, there's still tens of thousands of that book out there. That's so many. when we're talking about Marvel cards and the fact that there's 30 of each of these jambalayas, 100 of the red PMGs. Do you think the people that are going to buy them are just going to showcase them and wander around with them and put them in places for people to see and view and appreciate? No, they go into binders, they go into collections and boxes, and they sit there. So I think it's going to get quiet pretty quick. Now, what will help our new product coming is going to help for sure. But I do think it's just going to be. I don't think these are going to move hands as much as comic books do. Comic books go through many, many, many owners. Just seems to be like the nature of that hobby. You move what you want, and you don't worry about who's moving what. And in Marvel cards, it seems like there's a lot more dragons out there that are sitting on a horde of cards that don't show, and they just kind of sit on them. Does Elon Musk love Marvel? I hear he does. I hear he's investing big into Marvel. No, I don't know if Elon Musk loves Marvel. I imagine he does. He kind of fancies himself a bit of a Tony Stark, I imagine. What would you sell for? Whoa, Bryce. What you sell for would depend on how they all grade. That's true. Yeah. I am, again, I'm amazed that I got so many 9s back from PSA in that last, like this really like wet my whistle for like looking for 9s and being like, man, maybe I should try to set this in 9s. That has a nice ring to it. Scarlet Witch, the redheaded stepchild of my 9s. Storm, Ultron, Doctor Strange. You just don't know. I'd love to get 9s on the whole set. That would be sick. Honestly, I'd like to get 9 so much, and I'm so OCD that I would, if I got a 10, I would trade it for a 9, I swear. Just because it's like, no, I want the 9s. Agree, Scandal. This stuff is going to dry up, and we will reflect back on these times. I totally agree, man. Now, there are a lot of Marvel cards that come into the hobby that are new, that have been part of, barn finds. That's what we used to call. Again, I've collected so many things, guys. I also collect Volkswagen. I don't collect them. I've had many Volkswagen buses. I buy like 1960s split buses, like the Volkswagen vans that have the V in the front. Kind of obsessed with those. And in that hobby, you call it like a barn find, meaning that an old car is found. And a lot of car collectibles, that's what they call it. It's a barn find, meaning an old car was found, highly preserved, under some hay, or with a tarp over it in a barn somewhere in Kansas or who knows where. And it just all of a sudden, like, someone finds it, and they get it for nothing, and it's just, wow, what the heck. And I think, in this hobby, there's definitely going to be those collections that kind of pop up. But the scary thing about Marvel cards is that, I think a lot of parents and a lot of widows, or a lot of, how do I say this, ex-wives would just chuck these things. Not to be spiteful, I'm just being like, just because they would think it's just kind of garbage. I think it's safe to say that a large portion of Marvel cards get thrown away. Maybe, I don't know, I haven't really heard that take before, but that's just from what I know about human nature and how my parents and other generations and my wife sees this stuff. If I was all of a sudden gone, I don't know if she would try to actively sell it. She would probably just possibly throw it away, because it's just a bunch of cardboard. So I think it's safe to say that probably 10% of 2013 retro is just deleted, gone. Right? Don't you think 10 out of the 100 red cards from 2013 PMGs are probably just gone? I'd guess so, just because. Now would be the time to shoot for an online set. I agree. I know. How much of Spider-Man metal did you pre-order? I did pre-order 6 boxes of Spider-Man metal. I don't know what my plan is with that. I might skip it. And you guys are going to quote me on this and say, like, haha, you said you were going to skip it, but then later you spent hundreds of dollars. I might skip Spider-Man metal. X-Men metal, I didn't love it. There are some inserts in Spider-Man metal that I think are pretty interesting. But X-Men Metal, I got the periodic set, and then I sold everything else except for one PMG, which was the green Polaris, because I have the comic book that matches, and it's green, and she's Polaris, and I think that's the card to have in that whole set, to be honest. And I have a feeling that Polaris is going to hit the MCU because they're going to try to redefine the X-Men as we know them. And that's just my own personal take on that. But Spider-Man Metal, I'm not that committed to. I'm a little bit like, meh, I don't know. Let me show you this 1 second, guys. I did purchase this. I don't think I told you guys this. Oh. I bought this about a month and a half ago. What is this? This is a box of X-Men Metal, a case of X-Men Metal. I bought this, and I am not opening it. You can count on it. I'm not opening that. Why did I buy it? I bought it purely for investment purposes. I bought it because I spent way too much money collecting X-Men Metal, and my plan is to hold on to that for a year, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and move that for maybe recoup some of the money I lost. And I say lost, but the money I spent. I find a closet find is a better name term for grading cards. Yeah, closet find. I love that. Oh yeah, my father threw away my card collection when I was younger. Yeah, exactly. Do you think your dad's the only guy that threw? People throw this stuff away. It's a bunch of pretty pictures on paper. That's it. A lot of people, older people, find this stuff offensive. People throw stuff away. A bunch of the Reds might be sitting in an upper deck where. That's so true, Bryce. We all saw that Ghost Rider. Like all of a sudden, someone got a redemption card from. They had a damaged card from Upper Deck, and they sent it to Upper Deck. And Upper Deck here in the year 2022 sent them a 2013 Ghost Rider Red PMG 9 years after the set came out. Think about that. It's 2022. This is 9 years ago. They've been sitting on that card for 9 years. What is that? How do they even have that? Why did they have that? Weird. I'm looking forward to the turquoise parallels in Spider-Man. I didn't even know there were turquoise turquoise parallels? Turquoise? Instead of pink, they're doing turquoise. Is that what I'm understanding? That sounds pretty cool. I bought a few boxes, and yeah, I don't know. X-Men Metal was kind of the first. That was the first set that I kind of came back into Marvel for, and I did a lot on EPAC. I learned a lot about the Facebook groups and modern trading hobby tendencies and culture, and modern trading, online trading habits, do's and don'ts, faux pas, what not to do. I stumbled into a lot of those, but I don't think I'm Spider-Man Metal. I had a lot of the platinum portraits. I don't know if I ever shared with you guys that I had a lot of the X-Men Metal platinum portraits. I had Deadpool, Wolverine, and I decided just to move them. I was kind of like, you know what? Just not my thing. In person, I don't think those cards are as awesome as people want them to be. Not trying to throw shade on them. I just think that they're kind of drab, and they're a little abstract, and they're hard to see. It's hard to see the characters. I think the 90s basketball platinum portraits are a lot more identifiable as far as the player's identity goes. Bryce might make some people want to open more product in order to be able to get replacements from Upper Deck. Yeah, right? I know. Turquoise and orange will be new parallels. Will pink be there too, or no? I hated the pink parallels. I hated the grandiose parallels. I hated the gold parallels. The gold parallels were X-Men Metal, as far as the cards go, like the base sets and like the parallels, were just, to me, they were a complete huge miss. And I know a lot of people talk about the card quality being low. It's not just that. It's the composition of the characters on the cards. It's how unspecial the special cards feel. The base set feels too special in a way. Like the base set cards feel and look too special, and the parallels look less special for some reason. The pinks are there's 75 of the pinks, which is more rare than a red PMG in other sets. Why? They don't have a reason. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't get it. And I'm wanting to get some of the Rogue Gallery acrylic cards from Spider-Man Metal. The other Rogues, I get it. Yeah, those are cool looking. I think I saw the product sheet for those. You guys, that yawn means I'm done. Really happy to make content here. YouTube's a fun platform to be on. You guys are a great community to be a part of. If you're watching this video and I've offended you ever, I apologize. That happens, and I'm Italian and I do that. So yeah, it's a small hobby. We gotta make good relationships and accept people. So yeah, comic books, go get them, guys. Marvel cards, go get them. I'm thinking about doing some some segments kind of on like the on eBay, kind of trolling eBay. And I know Gingy Man does the eBay sales. I was thinking about doing something more on like these are the potential awesome things to like the current deals on eBay. Like, hey, you should buy these. You should move on these cards. These cards look good. But it is hard with cards because of potential damage and whatnot. But it sounds fun. Good stuff. The Jamba quest continues, right? Card boss, fist bump there. We got this. We got this, man. We can do this. And we're doing this right at the buzzer, man. The gates are closing behind us. The window is shutting. The window is shutting, and we have to squeeze through. We have to get these sets done before the big bad sports cards guys come in and buy everything. On that note, be kind, help others, tell the people you love that you love them, and let's be good to each other. And this is Scandell with Scandell Cards and Comics, closing out, and lots of comments coming in, but I'm going to say see you later. Let's go. See ya.